Mass Effect Legendary Edition is announced. There is a remaster that is coming, and alongside the launch of the game came some other information and interviews and things like that. So, yay for big remasters. Two stories in particular alongside the announcement of the game itself. One, the folks involved with Andromeda did an interview, and Forbes is reporting here that Andromeda never really even had a chance, quote unquote.
No, I know it didn't.
And essentially, from the jump, they were limited in size and scope, and were not able to really ever deliver something that would have done the name justice. So, writer Nell Palmer says, "We were only given a budget for 2 new species, plus the remnant. Not to mention, we couldn't even include all the Milky Way species, and we weren't gonna be able to let you travel through the galaxy. This meant we had to develop the story around some pretty glaring inorganic limitations. So not only did you get something that felt and was much smaller than what you got before, almost everyone playing the game probably had something they really liked about Mass Effect that wasn't there."
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, the fucking Mass Effect was so high budget, and then they span off the fucking spin-off to a new team and then gave them shit to work with, and then didn't check in on them for like a year.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, so the fire that was just like how it looks and all the weirdness that just, like, you know, the Ocean of Sea class shit that was going on was just, again, the result of them from the jump not having any money and having massive limitations on what they were going to be able to do anyway. It was a low budget Mass Effect game, so that's what they delivered. They delivered a low budget Mass Effect game.
Well, we're gonna get a higher budget remaster.
Yes.
Which is kind of fascinating in seeing people's reactions to it. So the big thing everybody talking about is
All
that
right.
are we gonna talk about it? Because I can break it down for you.
Look, let's just get this out of the way right out of the gate, okay? I like asses. Let's start there. I'm a fan of butts. That's my statement.
All right. So are you aware? Okay, you ever play Mass Effect 2?
No.
You know who Miranda Lawson is?
She's the girl with the black hair.
Yeah. So Miranda Lawson is based off an Australian, I think she's Australian, model. A very pretty lady. And they sized up some of her assets for the game. And then when you talk to Miranda, she's supposed to be like a sexy lady that's like trying to, you know, convince Shepard that, like, kind of like Bond villainess, I guess, a little bit. But they don't do that with like a character that's like written really sexy or like moves around or does anything. They do it with like camera angles like the one I just sent you on Discord, where you're talking to her and the camera just like zooms up her ass.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, this was like, memed, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you just burst out laughing because all you can think about is like like the fucking cameraman in like a movie, like just crouching, like just get in there. So I thought it was really funny and hilarious, and like it felt like the character didn't work, and this was their attempt to make it work.
Oh, of course not. It's not Tali.
And then, but how does he already know? He didn't even play Mass Effect 2.
I played Mass Effect 1.
You played enough. You should play Mass Effect 2. That's a good game. Anyway, so they came out and they said, we might edit some of the camera angles to de-emphasize some of the sexuality of the camera, yada yada. And everybody immediately knows what that means. It means, hey guys, we're not gonna zoom in to Miranda's butthole on these camera angles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty indifferent because I always thought the originals were like really, really unprofessional. Not unprofessional, not tacky, but like they were stupid. Like it was like a kid with the camera.
Like that shot you sent me, was that meant to be a moment of like,
yeah,
ooh, but no,
Shepard's staring at her ass.
Yeah, but like, is it like part of the romance quest line that you're going through in that context?
You're talking to her about saving her sister from death.
Okay.
And it starts zooming in on her ass. It's super weird.
Okay, so
it's
it wasn't.
That's what it is. It's cringe.
Okay. Now so you didn't select a dialogue option that was like, how about that
You'll
junk?
let me see that ass.
That space junk.
No, you're talking about serious shit. Okay. So here's the thing, right? So you would expect for me to go, who cares? Anime titties, everybody mad, etc. But there is a piece of context here that actually matters a lot more, and that is it recently came out that a party member in your squad in Mass Effect 2 named Jack, she's like a punk girl, she's got a shaved head.
I seen her. She seems cool.
She was supposed to be pan. She was supposed to be romanceable by both genders.
Okay.
And they cut that specifically because of the Fox News Mass Effect 1 sex scene controversy.
That story. Yeah.
And as a result, the
the
gay and lesbian options for Mass Effect characters were terrible. And kind of stayed terrible.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
Because a lot of boys want to kiss Garrus on his weird bird mouth.
His beak thing.
His exoskeleton.
You can figure it out. You can work it.
Yeah, there's a in-depth, straight up for real conversation with a character in Mass Effect about the fucking mechanics of sucking Garrus's dick.
Nice.
I am not joking. That is real. It is a health hazard.
Well, if they're gonna break down how it works when you get with an Asari, then it would make sense to break down how it works when you get with other races. So that's within context.
Because there's biologies that are goofy, and
you're not wondering what the blue alien butt is doing without wondering what fucking the other
it is kind of a
genuine
shame that you didn't play Mass Effect 2, because I have a feeling that Morden would speak to you as one of like your favorite characters in anything. There's a character named Morden who is a doctor, and he is the best. But yeah, so like when they say, oh, we're going to clean up this stuff to be a little more classy, it's like, well, what some of you guys also thought was classy was removing gay people from your game. Right? Like
so that is less of a class and more of a we don't want to deal with the fight.
Yeah.
But it's the point remains is that this is your point of action, of course. Yeah,
like
you know what it is, right?
It's a very terrible, like, side by side.
Yeah, but how do we get more points, though? Right? We're trying to maximize our points. If we maximize our points over here, but then we maximize our points over here, maybe we can get a net positive where you both don't hate us.
Right? Yeah, it's
honestly, I as an outsider on this, looking at it, it's just like, yeah, do what you want. It's your game. Go nuts. If you want asses, if you want less asses, if you don't want to do it, if you do want to do it, it's fine. It can be fine either way. There's definitely like a tone that like you can feel when like if you're going for sexualization in a particular moment where it's like, well, that's fucking out of place versus, oh no, that's perfectly in place. And as this is a game where you can have pursue romantic interests with people and things, then like my brain automatically goes, well, there could be a context where that's, more than okay or whatever. And I haven't played the game, so I don't know it. But I'm inclined to basically go like, you do what you want with your game. I don't care. I don't think it's like a big deal either way.
I don't think it's a big deal. I think a much bigger deal was the news that like, oh, they removed gay options because of people will be mad. It's like,
yeah, I mean that's on some stupid like
eye roll
female assassin shit, like you just it's but
There are two other things, one good and one bad. Well, good, neutral, whatever. To be said about this remaster collection, which is they're retooling. Like one of the things is they're visually updating a bunch of the stuff. They're moving some graphics around and whatever, and everybody's making fun of it because almost every single fucking screenshot they put out has like a gigantic fucking Photoshop lens flare in it. Like it's like legitimately kind of hilarious how many photos of the game they released have a enormous lens flare. And on the one hand, it's pretty crazy. I don't think some of those are in. I think they look so similar. I think they are actually photoshops. But people are You played Mass Effect 1. I know you did. I remember you beat it on Xbox.
I said that 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. But that game had lens flares everywhere.
Anyway, all right. I just, as opposed to the thing that was mentioned seconds ago in the conversation, you're like,
yes, well,
I remember because of long time example from years.
Hold on. I said, how does this guy know if he didn't even play ME2? Which implies that I already knew you played ME1. And then you said, I played ME1, and I said, that's enough. That's enough.
Mm-hmm. So what...
Anyway, point being, that shit had lens flares all over the place.
I do
had
recall
very,
the
like,
J.J. Abrams happening.
thing.
Yeah, the Normandy was like very dark with lots of light sources, you know, as you walked around it. And the bar and some of those other areas. Like, yeah, it had lens flares. It wasn't like crazy over the top Star Trek.
Yeah.
But
I think what's more interesting about any changes to this game is that no one who works there made any of these games. Like, all those people are gone. They're all gone.
What's the name of the ship?
Normandy.
Okay. Right.
Why are you asking about the ship all of a sudden?
Did I not say that? I thought I said the Normandy. Okay. Well, anyway, what this ultimately means is, to me, I thought the biggest discussion would be around whether or not any of that DLC shit would be fixed, because I remember for the longest while the only thing I'd hear about with Mass Effect 2 was the DLC Steam problem and how stupid that was. So I'm just is this the fix? Is everyone able to finally...
Yeah, they fixed it by it'll be a single game, so it'll all just be in there.
Yay.
Still have to... Like, I'm going to play that, and it's going to be wild, like, just getting... Oh, man, this is really good. This is really good. Oh, no, the ending is coming. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did you see that PC Gamer retweeted their like 5-year-old article about the ending of a game doesn't ruin the whole experience, like the day after the Mass Effect remaster got announced?
They retweeted it?
Yeah. Everyone's like, this article sucks. And it's like, it's from 2015, guys. And I think it's about Life is Strange.
Yeah.
And like, no, it does. The ending of a thing can actually totally ruin the whole thing. That is a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how... Well, I get it when it's a game like Mass Effect, and anytime anything gets touched in any way, shape, or form, like, it's going to become this type of subject. I mean, we were just discussing how the Demon Souls characters, the Demon Souls bosses and monster designs ended up being inferior to the originals. Game is still fucking phenomenal either way, but you're gonna have to. It's hard to not notice these things and then like watch the story hyper focus in on them. Personally, I think it'd be phenomenal if they added more ass shots to the game and just went full on and just made sure that you could see everybody's low angle booty right across the. Yep.
I have a good news for you.
What's up?
If you play this game on PC, because they took some of the ass shots out, This means someone will make a version that puts more ass shots in.
Oh yeah. And then like, and then the mod that is like nothing but ass shots on every conversation.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Because they moved it away, now they've guaranteed that there will be a super ass version.
It's good. It's good.
I wonder if they will change. I know it's old, but I don't want the Mass Effect 3 photograph. There is a fucking infamous, horrible photograph in that game.
I would unironically play through the entire game with a mod that made every conversation nothing but ass shots.
That would probably be like super disorienting.
I would go right in.
I am just
as my first time.
I am just thinking about the very first conversation with Sovereign, and when it cuts to Sovereign, it zooms in on his ass.
I mean, I'm imagining the final conversation of one where you get the option to tell the guy to fucking do the thing in the final boss fight or just before it, and just focusing on the booty as the bad guy does his thing.
But Turians don't. They really don't got a lot going on, man. It's just like a straight shot down.
Says you.
In all honesty, I don't know what a Turian looks like outside of their suit. Like at all.
Yo, we talking to a Volus? Drop that shit on the floor. Drop that shit to the worm angle.
Hey, now that you've played so much KOTOR, cross-reference your memory of KOTOR, right? With Mass Effect 1. And the L-Corps are just an entire race built out of HK-47.
HK-47, yeah. Absolutely. Yes. That was one of the first things about HK that I brought up and thought was incredible, which is the whole stating your emotion before you drop the line thing with a lore reason for it is amazing. Yes. 100%.
Makes good for a robot, but even better for like a slow ass, weird, smelly emotion monster.
And like the reasons given are equally fascinating. Our planet sucks. We die if we don't pay attention. Thus, everything is about being careful and paying lots of attention. You fall into a fucking crack and die if you go running around.
Yeah, and their whole body structure is like an arch, so that they don't tip over.
It's great. Really cool. Like, it was, they dropped that on you in like the first 10 minutes or 15 or whatever. And like, that was one of those like, oh, this is a nice world establishing thing. Like, this is candy, you know, that I like to fucking
that like first turn left in that office where the main story tells you, hey, go left. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it says go left to go talk to the council, and instead you turn right and you go into the L-Corps and Volus office. That's like the best moment in that entire game because you're like, oh, I just want to talk to weird aliens about weird alien shit.
And it unfortunately doesn't do more of that. You kind of meet a couple others and then that's what it is. But I would have been so down for meeting these races with these interesting ideas for them. Yeah. It was a very strong premise from the jump that didn't quite keep it going.
Man, you know what Mass Effect spent money on that it didn't have to spend money on? And it spent a lot of money on? The fucking codex being completely voice acted.
Was it?
Yeah.
Not in one.
Yes. Absolutely.
What? I don't remember that in one. I remember just reading it on my own.
All the important stuff. It was super good. Didn't need to have that. It wasn't in 2, and it wasn't in 3.
Weird. Yeah, that's super unnecessary. In fact, I would rather just read it on my own.
They recently came out like as part of this, and we're talking about like, oh, making the game, and it's like the biggest writing error I could imagine. Now, I'm not a writer, so take my word for it as a non-writer man. But they said, oh, we had an idea that you could save a character's life, but we accidentally wrote his lung condition to be incurable, and so we couldn't figure a lore reason to cure it, so he died. And you're like, that sucks. You shouldn't have written your shit like that. Like, you should not write yourself into so deep of a corner that you can't do the stories that you want to tell.
Weird.
Hey, couch.
Well, anyway, that's what's being discussed with Mass Effect right now. And the conversation has been hijacked by giant asses instead of the game itself being remastered. Oh, well.
Dude, the romance options in 2 are so bad, except for the 2 that are the best romance options in the series.
I mean,
like, so it's lose best.
I don't know, but I feel like I've kind of heard that it's like, isn't Dragon Age kind of the fix for all that, in the sense that Dragon Age just went, okay, this is fantasy, but you can romance anything and everyone?
Yeah, that's not true, actually.
No? Oh, okay.
Like, there
Can't you romance a whole lot more than you could in Mass Effect?
Yeah, you can. Like, in 3, there's, like, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s there. And he's like, dude, you want to play with Cox? Or whatever? And you're like, yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay, well, I guess I was under the wrong impression.